y'all, God bless you. In today's video, I thought I would take a break from makeup tutorials and cooking tutorials, which is what my last video was about, and kind of just sit down and show y'all my Colourpop collection. This was motivated because recently I've been on a no-buy for about the past 2 months, and I've kind of re-fallen in love with old products, rediscovered old products, and have just really seen my collection in a different light. And I took a look at my collection as a whole and realized that I have quite the amount of Colourpop products, so I thought I would sit down and share them with y'all today. So if y'all want to see what is in my Colourpop collection, then please just keep on watching. So before jumping in, one thing that I want to say about Colourpop is that they are an affordable brand. They are sold online, as well as some of their products are sold in Ulta stores, and they are extremely affordable. And I think that that's such a great thing because the quality of the product that you get almost the same quality as a high-end brand. You are paying a fraction of the cost, so I really think that that's great. Alright, so I have quite the amount of products. I think I'm going to go through eye products first. I think I'm going to start with palettes first. I just have my collection laid out here on the table in front of me, and I'm not going to go in any particular order. So the first palette that I'm going to start with here is the Colourpop Yes Please palette. This is the outer packaging right here. On the back you do get the shades, which is typical in most of their palettes, and it is a 12 pan palette. This is a fairly warm tone palette, and I really did enjoy this when I used it. To be honest with you, I haven't used it in quite some time, but the shades are gorgeous, the formula is gorgeous, and if you are looking for an affordable warm tone palette with a couple pops of gold and yellow, I do think that this is a great option. The next palette that I have here is the Colourpop. I think I'm going to really try to not say Colourpop before every product because, I mean, it's a Colourpop video. This is the I Think I Love You palettes, and opening it up, these are the shades right here. I used to get a ton of use out of this palette, especially for this shade right here. This was my go-to transition shade when I needed a quick transition color in the crease. I would always have this palette laid out on my makeup desk, and I would always go for that and pop one of the shimmers on the lid, and bam, good to go. I've done a couple looks on my channel with this palette. It's a really good neutral palette. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, I really love Colourpop's formula. I just, you know, it's sad because these are palettes that I used to use so much at one point, and I haven't used them in quite some time. Another palette that I love for my pinky looks, this is the Femme Rosa Carucci and Colourpop palette. This is the She palette. This has very beautiful packaging. I love the roses on the outside, and this is more of a pinky purple palette with a couple pops of coral, and I really like it. I still use it to this day when I want, you know, just, I normally grab these palettes when I want quick looks because I can do a 2-shade look and it will look very beautiful because of the quality of the shadows. I do still use this when I want a nice pinky look on the eyes. The next palette that I have is the Dream Street palette, which is in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and this is what it looks like right here. This is such a great warm tone, cool tone palette with a couple pops of color. You got the fun blues, you got the oranges, you got the golds, and then you got the neutral transition colors. This is a really great all-around palette. Next palette that I have here is again in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and it is the Zodiac palettes. And here is the inside of it. This palette, you do get a mirror in it, and I think that the shades are absolutely stunning. I know nothing about Zodiac. I don't follow that. I actually don't believe in astrology. That's just my personal belief. But I follow Kathleen Lights and I've supported her. I've gotten numerous of her collabs, so that's why I decided to pick this up in support of her collaboration. And I really think that this is a great palette. At first glance, it doesn't look like a cohesive palette, but there really is so much that you can do with it. I really enjoy having this. So the next palette that I'm picking up is the Perception palette, which is in collaboration with Makeup Shayla. And again, it has a mirror here, and then this is a 16 pan palette, and this palette is absolutely amazing. I really love it. This is kind of a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. There's a lot of similarities in it. It is a fraction of the price, so if you've been eyeing that palette but didn't want to spend the coin on it, you could opt for this palette and get pretty similar looks. Maybe I'll do a dupes video with it soon to show y'all what that's like. Let me know if you want to see that. but I really love the formula of these shadows. I really love the quality. Colourpop's formula, you can't beat it, especially for what you pay. The next palette that I have here is the Golden State of Mind palette. This is the outer packaging right here. This is an all shimmer palette. I don't really get so much use out of it like I thought I would. Just because 90% of the time I just grab palettes that have mattes and shimmers mixed together. But the quality of the shimmers are outstanding. The next palette that I have here is the All I See Is Magic palette. This again is a predominantly shimmer palette. You do have quite a few mattes. I have used this quite a few times, and again, formula is outstanding. This is a really nice palette to have. The next palette that I have here is the Misunderstood palette, which is the Colourpop and Disney Villains collaboration. I say the unicorn in because I love the entire packaging of this collection. I think it's so gorgeous. This is the outer packaging of the palette. I mean, look how stunning that is. And then here is the inside. Here's the inside of the palette. Again, this is a predominantly shimmer palette. You do get, I think, 4 matte shadows in here. But I was really a sucker for this packaging. To be honest, that's probably the only reason I picked it up. And then the next palette that I have here is fairly new to my collection. This is the Sweet Talk palette. This was part of their spring collection. I did a whole video and review on the palette and the lipsticks that came within this collection. I'll link it up here if you want to see it. But this palette is absolutely stunning. You get your fun pops of coral. You get your gorgeous shimmers. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. And then quickly, I just want to touch base on one of the PR collections that I added to my collection. This is the collection from I Love Sarai here on YouTube. This is one of her most recent collabs. I did pick up the entire thing because I thought it was absolutely stunning. And fun fact, I haven't used anything in here. This is what it looks like. It comes with the palette, the lippy sets, as well as a kaleidoscope. Let's see if you can see me. Can you see? How many Heathers? How many Heathers? Look how cool that is. Oh man, that's so cool. This was a little nostalgic for me. This took me back to my childhood for sure. I actually haven't used anything in this collection because I really like the aesthetic of it. But the palette is gorgeous and I might actually dip into it soon. Maybe I'll do a first impressions pretty soon. This is the outer packaging. This is the Through My Eyes palette. Again, this is a 16 pan palette with a mirror as well, and here are the shadows. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. Look how beautiful. Yeah, I definitely have to. This shade right here, Flex. Stunning. And I'll get into the lippies in a little bit when I go over all the lip products after the eye products. And then another collection that I picked up is the pigment collection with Kathleen Lights. This is the Zodiac pigments. Again, don't follow astrology. Could really care less about it. I don't believe in it. My belief is all about God and his plans for us, not, you know, what people say the sun and the moon and the stars say. That's just my personal belief. Do not follow any of this. I kind of honestly wanted to throw this out, but I did want to feature this packaging in the video because I do think it's stunning. But to be honest, after the video, I'm probably just going to toss all this because I don't need it. But here are the pigments. I have used quite a few of them. There are some that I have not dipped into just yet, but I really do love the formula of them. When you wet them, they are so reflective and so gorgeous, so stunning. Each and every shade is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so moving right along, these are the 9 pan palettes that I own from Colourpop. I know recently they have come out with a couple more since I've been on the no-buy. I think they've come out with the yellow one and the orange one, and just for sake of collective purposes, I will be picking them up. But again, as I stated in the beginning of the video, I have been on a no-buy, so that's the reason why I have not bought them. I do keep the unicorns for the 9 pan palettes just because they're aesthetically pleasing to me. The first 9 pan palette is the one that I have on my eyes today. This is the Soul palette. And then these all do come with a mirror. Here are the shades right here. It is a more warm tone palette, but I love the formula. I have these 2 colors in my crease. I have this one on the outer edge, and then I have this one all over the lid, with this in the inner corner topped with a highlight. But I absolutely love this palette. I love these. These are quick and easy palettes. You don't have to overthink because there are only 9 shades in them, so you're not overthinking on what to do. and you get such a beautiful look with these shadows. I really love it. Colourpop's formula, I mean, it's one of the best for sure. The next one that I have here is the Mar palette. This is a predominantly cool tone palette with a couple pops of warm tones. This was the eyeshadow palette that I was wearing in one of my BoxyCharm videos. I will link that up here if you want to check it out. Just to see the eye look that I was wearing. I think I was wearing this shade all over and just blended into the crease. Just this one shade right here. Absolutely beautiful. And the next one I have is one that I haven't used yet. And that was just because I was so disappointed when I got it. It is the It's My Pleasure palette. And that's because it came just like this. Oh, that's nice. It came just like this, mailed to me. This shade completely shattered, was everywhere. I tried packing it back in, but it was just a hot mess and I was so disappointed that I didn't want to use it. These are gorgeous colors, but like I said, I actually have not used this palette just because it just frustrates me when they come damaged like that. Normally I will reach out, you know, when I get busted palettes, but I didn't with that one because I thought I was going to use it right away and I actually didn't, but whatever, it is what it is. The next one I have here is the Ooh La La palette, which is this right here, and this is a predominantly pink palette. I really love this palette. I was wearing this in the first part of my vlog series with my family. I'll link that up here if y'all want to see it. I was wearing this palette in the first half of the video. I really love it. And I was also wearing this in my Chick-fil-A mukbang with my husband. Again, I'll leave that linked up in the cards if you want to check it out. Just to check and see how the eye looked on me. But I really love it. Next one that I have here, which is one that I was wearing in the second half of the family vlog that I recently uploaded, is the Just My Luck palette, which looks like this. It is a predominantly green palette. Absolutely gorgeous. So the next palette that I'm going to mention I haven't used yet, but it is absolutely gorgeous. It is the Blue Moon palette, which is a predominantly blue palette. Do y'all see this gorgeousness? I mean, that shade Starry Eyed. Wow. Next one that I have here is one that I have not used yet as well, and it is the Main Squeeze palette. And it's another reddish orange palette. Putting it next to the Soul palette, this one is a Soul palette, this one is the Main Squeeze. You do see that there are some similarities. So I would say if you have one, you don't really need the other, but for collection purposes, I do. All of the colorful 9pan palettes, like the monochromatic ones, love them. I think I'm going to go over face products now just because I don't have that many. So the first one that I have here is one that you can no longer get on Colourpop, but I'm just going to show y'all just for the sake of the video since this is part of my collection. This was in collaboration with Alexis Ren. It's a pressed highlighter and a bronzer palette, and I only get use out of this palette when I'm more tan. This is what it looks like right here. This bronzer I can use when I'm more fair. I just have to have a really light hand with it, but it is absolutely stunning. I really, really love it. I have a Small Z palette here that I just have 2 products in. These are a couple of my Holy Grail products from Colourpop. This is the highlighter in Here Kitty Kitty, and this is the bronzer in Private Party. I use these a ton. I really love them. They are my quick go-to Holy Grail bronzer and highlighter. I really, really love them. So I have 2 Super Shock highlighters here, and I don't really use them. I could have sworn I had another one, but I couldn't find it. I could have sworn I had Wisp, but this one is On the Cusp, which is in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and then this one right here is called A Lunch Money. The Super Shock formula is very unique. It's almost wet and spongy type, and I don't really get much use out of these, but digging them out for this video kind of, you know, has me intrigued to want to use them a little bit more. Then I did pick up 2 of the Super Shock highlighters from the Disney Villains collection. Again, the packaging is just so stunning. This is Cruella right here. I mean, y'all, look at that design. And then the highlighter inside, you do get a little mirror. And then that's the highlighter right there. It does suit me well when I am more fair. And then this is the Maleficent one. Guys, isn't that so stunning? And here is the Maleficent shade. And I did pick up a larger Z palette to fit 4 blushes and 2 highlighters in them. I have shown this recently on my channel, and these are what they look like. The 4 blushes are the ones that Kathleen Lights recently came out with in collaboration with them. This is My Sun and Stars. This is I Need Space. This one right here is So Retrograde, which is the one that I have on my face today. And then this one right here is Lunar Has It. Within the same Z palette, I do have 2 highlighters here. This one is Dreamscape. And I like mixing the 2 of these together. So I like mixing Dreamscape with Patted Down. So this is Patted Down. I love mixing the 2 together, which is the highlighter that I have on my face today. And y'all can see, absolutely gorgeous. You can use a little bit just to give a subtle highlight, or you can definitely build them up to more of a pop on the cheeks. So real quick, I'm going to go over my Super Shock Shadow formula. I don't have too many, but I do have quite a bit. The first one that I'm going to go over is this foursome right here. This is the Journey Super Shock Shadow foursome, and this is in collaboration with Make-A-Wish, and I did pick up this and the Lippy bundle that we'll get to in a minute. But the reason that I picked them up is because my husband Jose was a Make-A-Wish child. When he was younger, he was literally on his deathbed, and Make-A-Wish granted him a Disney cruise wish that he had, and praise God that he's alive to talk about it to this day. But the Make-A-Wish Foundation is very near and dear to us because he was a Make-A-Wish child. So I picked this foursome up without hesitation, and I'm just going to quickly go over the shadows with y'all. This is the shade DJ. This is the shade OK. This is the shade Cherish, which you can see I've dipped into quite a bit. This is the shade Warrior. I did get a free one when I bought the Main Squeeze palettes along with a couple of other items for their birthday. This one is in the shade Birthday Treat. So I have picked up some of their Super Shock shadows from the No Kill LA collection. This is Ritz. This is Glitz. This is Heiny. This is Shiny. And this is Telepathy. 4 more that I have from their No Kill LA collection. This is Aristocats. This is Puppuccino. This is Bow Wow. This is Catitude. I love the play on words. Alright, so now we're going to move into lips, which I do have quite the collection. I'm going to go over some bullet lipsticks first. This is Flower Season. This is Moody Bloom. This is Tea Time. This is Spring Roll. This is You're Thrivin'. And this is Seven Springs. Those 6 lipsticks were a part of their spring collection. So next I'm going to move into the Misunderstood Lippy collection from the Disney Villains. This is Ursula. This is Evil Queen. This is Hades. This is Cruella. And this is Dr. Facilier. The outer packaging on these is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Moving along to the rest of the lippies that I have. I do have a few lip liners. I have the lip liner in Dukes, which is a plummy purple one, and then I have 2 basic nude ones. One is my absolute fave, and that's BFF, and then this is Curvy. I'm going to be pulling out of this container, no particular order, just pulling them out. This is the So Juicy Plumping Gloss in Roundabouts. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in Moonchild. This is the Ultra Satin Lip in Mess Around. This is the lip combo that I have on my lips today. I have the Ultra Satin Lip in Little Stitches, topped with the Ultra Glossy Lip in Fairy Floss. This is the Ultra Satin Lip in Point Zero. Another Ultra Satin in Aquarius. Ultra Satin Lip in Alyssa. Ultra Metallic Lip in Glam. Not one that I use so often. Ultra Satin Lip in Dreamy. Ultra Satin Lip in Rêve. Ultra Glossy Lip in Wham. Ultra Glossy Lip in WeHo. Ultra Glossy in Curvy. Ultra Matte in Monday. This one right here is my favorite red lip. Whenever you see me with a red lip, 90% of the time I have this one on, and this is the Ultra Matte Lip in Arriba. Ultra Glossy Lip in Sad But True. Moving into my bullet lipsticks. This is What's Your Sign. This is 27. This is Tiptoe. This is Boy. This is Appy. I do have one of their lippy balms in Coco Loco, and I have used up about half of it. It's not my favorite. I just use it just to use it. It's not my absolute fave. I do like it. It is good. It is affordable, but it's not my fave. And then I have just a few lippy sticks to go over. This is the shade Drop Top. This is the shade Bonus Points. This is the shade Toy. This is the shade Sure Thing. This is the shade Generation X. And this is the shade Boys Town. Full of other lippies I do have the ones from the Make-A-Wish collab. This is the Strength Lip Bundle. This is in the shade Wish. This is in the shade New Day. And this is in the shade JJ. And then the ones from the I Love Sarai bundle I have right here. This is the bundle right here. This is what it looks like. This is in the shade Glass Lip. This is in the shade Sueño de Coco. And this is in the shade Dulcet. If you are still here, shout out to you. But to finish up, I just have some eyeliners and Super Shock shadows. I'm just going to go over quickly. This is the Super Shock shadow in UFO. This is in Mothership. This is in Moonlit. This is in Running in Orbits. This is in Dragon. And this one is in Sandcastle. I do have Mr. Bing, and on the bottom right here, this is the shade of the eyeliner. I have Honey Dude, which is a nude eyeliner that I wear when I just want to add some brightness to the waterline. This is Get Paid, which the shade is the whole packaging with these eyeliners. I have Best O. I have Kicker, nice silvery gray. And I have DTLA, which is a nice blue. Alright, and that's a wrap. That is it for my entire Colourpop collection. I am only missing a couple of lippies and a couple of Super Shock shadows, going over everything as a whole, but nonetheless, this was my Colourpop collection, and I just wanted to sit down and share with y'all because recently, since I've been doing my no-buy, I really have refallen in love with a lot of these products, and they are such great quality. Colourpop is such an affordable brand, and you get superb quality. I will leave a link to their website down below in case you want to check out any of the items that I mentioned in today's video. As well as Ulta does sell some Colourpop products, so if you want to go in store and check those out, or even go on Ulta's website and check them out, you definitely won't be disappointed. I did want to remind y'all that I do have a couple giveaways going on. One of them does end tomorrow. The other one ends a couple days after, so make sure to check the bottom bar for all the details. As always, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. God bless you all today and always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!